morning, everybody. All right, welcome to our service for Sunday, October 23rd, 2022. And greetings to our online family. We continue to hold you in our hearts, and we climb mountains and create miracles. We would love to hear from you anytime, online or in person. Getting clear on our heart's desire can be exhilarating, and it can also be daunting. God is always there in the small steps and in the big leaps. As we affirm the protection of the divine, we deny the power that distractions have over our purpose. As we visualize the miracles we claim, let's join Tracy Brown to discuss ways in which we stay on the path we choose. Now, let's stand and join Julie Reagans, Curtis Bringle, Jeff Stockey, and Scott Wade as we sing our welcome song.
All that I need comes to me. All that I need comes to me. Light of love and grace is born upon my face. All that I need comes to me. I've been set free, I'm released. I've been set free, I'm released. Burden of my past has gone away at last. I've been set free, I'm released. Sweet rain that washes me clean. Sweet rain that washes me clean. Light creates all things, to my life it brings. I'm sweet rain that washes me clean. All that I need comes to me. All that I need comes to me. Light of love and grace shines upon my face. All that I need comes to me. Light of love and grace shines upon my face. All that I need comes to me.
Good morning. Please join me as we affirm our statement of faith. Together, there's only one presence and one power active in the earth and in my life, God the good, omnipotent. And now let us unite our spirits as we hold this vision for our church. We're an open-hearted spiritual community, powerfully transforming our world by honoring the sacred in all. And we practice this mission. Inspired by our shared spiritual awakening, we offer practical teachings that empower a healthy, abundant, meaningful word. And today's daily word is protection. And the affirmation is, God is here, I am safe. Once in a while, I enjoy doing things that frighten me. Well, maybe not. Sharing ghost stories around a campfire, watching a spooky movie, even savoring the uneasy feeling just before thundering down the first hill of a roller coaster. All these things can feel scary, even though I'm in no real danger. If I begin to feel unsafe in any situation, I remember that right where I am, God is. Breathing out, I release tension. My body relaxes. Fearful thoughts begin to dissolve. Breathing in, I think more clearly. Slowly, I regain renewed strength and peace of mind. My confidence returns as I remember that nothing in the world can prevail against the strength the wisdom and the love of God. And from Psalm 23:4, even though I walk through the darkest valley, I fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. And now with our gathering prayer, Ann Hollows.
I needed these before and didn't have them. This is my prayer, but I hope that you hear in my words whatever you need to hear. Dearest beloved, let me forget who I think I am, the trappings of my life, that I'm a mom to 4 kids, the size of my jeans, and how much I love peanut butter. That's not who manifests miracles and moves mountains. The more I define myself within the confines of the physical realm, the less spiritual, less conscious, less aware, and less mindful I become. It's only when I stop trying to control my external reality and surrender my attention to you, source of all, that any hint of clarity arrives. And I want to be crystal clear about the abundance and joy that fills my life, that it comes from you and you alone, because I want more of it. I refuse to be distracted, told no, or to lose heart in my pursuit. I deny the power of distraction to run this show anymore. I won't lie, my ego and I are a little terrified to let go of our precious identifications and to become nobody for a time in prayer and meditation. I fight doing that every day. As we know, there's always a project to finish, dogs to pat, laundry to do, and books, and more books to read. But surely checking my ego at the door is the only real way to find you and to begin to see anything that's truly real. I affirm this is my priority and my practice, day in, day out. I am filled with confidence and faith, knowing I never have to beg, just gratefully receive, because I have asked for it to be so. Amen.
When I am shaking, my heart's pounding, you always take me, make me lie down in peaceful fields where I can lay my head. 'Cause I get so overcome with anxiety, like there's an enemy living inside of me, like a monkey yelling out, telling lies to me. I don't feel brave, but I don't have to be, 'cause I walk through the valley of shadows. It scared me half to death, but you're with me everywhere I go, so I won't give up yet. My fears would surely kill me if I didn't know the truth. The things that I'm afraid of are afraid of you. When my emotions turn against me, no faith, no reason could convince me that you have patience left to fight for me. And my depression has affected every ounce of me. I can get the medication and the counseling, still I can hear the fears calling out to me. I don't feel brave, I don't have to be, 'cause I walk through the valley of shadows. It scared me half to death, but you're with me everywhere I go, so I won't give up yet. My fears would surely kill me if I didn't know the truth. Things that I'm afraid of you. Your presence here, unstable for me, right in front of my worst enemy. You're as calm and relaxed as can be. There's no place where demons can't find me, but just wait till they see who's standing behind me. I walk through the valley of shadows. It scared me half to death, but you're with me everywhere I go, and I won't give up yet. My fears would surely kill me if I didn't know the truth. The things that I'm afraid of are afraid of you. The things that
What? What is this magic called Julie and Curtis and Jeff and Bruce? What is this? It's a miracle! The physical miracle of music and talent. Give them another round of applause. Are you having any miracle moments this month? I do hear the ice cream truck. It's a miracle. Who expects to hear an ice cream truck in the middle of a Sunday experience, right? And wow. Wow. I said that last week. Wow. And I have to admit, I'm really used to having great music on Sunday, and this is miraculous, like above, over and above. And really gets me remembering, like that line in the song, a song that now I'm going to go listen to over and over. I've never heard it before. That line in the song, the things I am afraid of are afraid of you. If I could just remember that, I would be standing on the mountaintop all the time without any doubt whatsoever that miracles are going to happen in my life. They must, because they are gifted to me in alignment with what I believe and what I know to be true. And so this idea and this concept and this practice of reflecting every day and watching for the miracles to occur is not idle practice. It is not just some little trick that we're going to use. We're going to trick God into giving some miracles in our lives. No, I don't think so. Right? Spirit is simply aligning with law, the way things happen, and based on what you believe and what you desire. And so in the last couple of weeks, we've been laying that foundation and really kind of stepping into it a little bit, just a little bit, in order to be more aware. In order to watch and notice how easy it is when we get out of our own way and when we pay attention to what we are choosing and watching what we are choosing or desiring come forward and present itself right in front of us, maybe in ways we didn't even expect. And so there's been this little theme. I don't know if you've noticed it or not, but there's been this little theme about mountains the last couple of weeks. Ain't no mountain high enough to keep God away from us. Climb every mountain. If you want to really identify what is yours to do or to have, you've got to climb a lot of other mountains and see, oh no, that's too hard, or oh no, I don't really want to do that. So climb every mountain. And this morning, I'm inviting you to think like a mountain. Now, some of you who are very literal, I love you. And I know that you're thinking, Tracy, mountains can't think. They don't have a brain. They don't process information. Well, maybe not in the same way that we do when we think about our human brain. But when I say think like a mountain, I am reminded that a mountain knows what it is, and it is not trying to be a river. It is not trying to be a coyote. It is not trying to be a toddler. It's not trying to be anything but, in fact, it's not even trying to be a mountain. It knows its mountainness and it stands there, and no matter what happens, if the wind is blowing or the weather is unpredictable or there is a storm, or even if there are human beings doing things that irritate it and leave marks on its body, the mountain is still, I am mountaining. I am a mountain. I shall not be distracted. I shall not be afraid. I will simply be the best mountain that I can be today, no matter what. What if we thought that way? I am here to be the best I can be. I am here to give my gifts into the world. I am here to be an example of the wisdom and the joy and the beauty of God. I am here to experience all of the insanity of humanity, and I shall not be moved from that purpose because I don't know what's going to happen 5 hours from now. However, I don't have to know that, because all I need to know is that together, Spirit and I can not only handle it, we will live it together and create something that maybe has never been created before. Now, I'm going to invite you, if you're able to do so, to stand up if you know that kind of faith. Have you ever used that kind of faith to achieve something in your life or to explore something? That faith that is, I am a mountain that will not be moved because God and I can do it together. If you have ever experienced that, seriously, stand up, right? Yeah. And if you have done that at least once in your life, you can do it every day. You can sit down. I just wanted some visual, because I have bright lights in my face. I can't see your faces, right? But I know there are people in the room who have thought like a mountain when they were faced with a cancer diagnosis, who have stood like a mountain when they were going through a divorce and had to create a new life. I know there are people in the room who have had people they love die and feel like, I don't know how I will carry on. But Spirit and I will find a way. That is what it means to think like a mountain. And when you think like a mountain, you begin to take action. And no matter what action you take, you begin to see results. And those results start adding up and adding up and adding up and adding up. And then one day you look around and you're like, it's a miracle. We did it. We did it. And I was trying to think of a story in my own life, and of course then I got flooded with 55 stories. It's like, Tracy, you pick one. And I did. But last Sunday, I was reminded of a story that is not my personal story, but it's all of our stories. If you want to know what it means and what it looks like when you think like a mountain and you don't know what the end result is actually going to look like, all you have to do is picture this room. Just look around. Look up at the quilts. Look at the chairs. Look at the people. And be reminded, you are the demonstration of a miracle that began a couple of decades ago. And if you don't know the story, I want to give you a 3-minute version of it through the experience and the voice of Jan Jan. So, Jan, would you come forward, and Jason, would you turn on the podium mic? Of course you have a prop, and I'll be glad to be your Vanna White. Give me this.
Thank you. I have done 400 and some odd knee bends because I can't lean over. I've had a little eye thing going on.
Podium mic is on, if you would prefer the podium.
Oh, that's good. Yes. Oh, that's good. Okay. It's a miracle. All right. I wanted to talk for 3 minutes, no more, about the power of 8. All right. And here are their names. If I tear up, I'll get over it. All right. Bev Allen, Sonia Harryford, Jan July, Gigi Beno, Glenda Bell, Janelle, and I cannot think of her name, Rain St. Clair, and me. In 1990s, there was a mastermind group that met in my living room. And the majority of this group of 8, I'll cry looking at Tracy. The majority of our group of 8 had an intention of this church, this beautiful church. We wanted somewhere for people to go that embraced the new thinking, the new thought that was coming through so many people. And we wanted it here in Wimberley. And we met once a week at 4 o'clock for about an hour. And our guideline was the mastermind and how we passed the feather, and stated our clear intention of our desire of the heart. We paid attention to what our discontent was, that we didn't have a place to gather for new thought principles to be discussed with people that we trusted. So we listened to that discontent in our heart as we stated our intention. And one thing after another happened. Bev Allen received her Social Security. And so her thing that she had wanted all of her life was to have a place where people could come and express themselves. Indigenous tribe people, the unity people, the science of mind people, all God's children could come free. And because of her Social Security money, she was able to begin, ta-da, my visual aid, the Harmony House. There are people sitting here today. Raise your hand if you did. Jean Newsom, Richard. Okay. If you visited this beautiful little place. All right. Downtown Wimberley, we gathered. We didn't have a Sunday school, so we just let Buddy Wilson's and Holly's kids just run in town. Remember? That was Sunday school, and they could go to everywhere. Well, you know, they did. It was so much fun. They loved Sunday school. Yes. And so we met until, now here's my analogy. We built the Harmony House on sand, and eventually there was a flood and washed it all away. And then we moved, and I'm going to take liberty here, we moved to a stable. Some people call it a barn. Now, we know that there's some miracles in our past that started in a stable, don't we? Okay, and there we were in a stable. The sand, okay, so we moved to the stable, and then mountaintop. And here we are today on a mountaintop. It's a miracle. It's a miracle.
If that's not a miracle, I don't know what is. They didn't know what it was going to look like. They didn't know this beautiful property was ever going to be available. They didn't know there were going to be quilts of the 12 powers on the wall. They didn't know you or you or you or you or me would be in this room today in October of 2022. They didn't know any of that, but they were thinking like a mountain. We want a place where new thought philosophy can be shared, where spiritual principle can be discussed and experienced and learned and practiced. And we don't know what that's going to actually look like, but we know. We know, and we are willing to live in alignment with that knowing. And look what happened. And what is happening. Now, this follows a long tradition that unconsciously, although we can use it consciously, can be followed. If you pay any attention to, or if you've ever had the opportunity to learn much about the story or the history of the Unity movement, then you know that Charles and Myrtle Fillmore actually were thinking like a mountain as well. In the founding of Unity, in the story of Unity by James Dillard Freeman, he writes about and captures the history before there was real unity and what was happening in the Fillmores' lives, and then through the founding. And he shares a couple of things. Quote, "The Fillmores did not deliberately set out to found an organization. Mrs. Fillmore set out first to find healing for herself. Having found that, then she wanted to share her discovery with others. And she found that people wanted that discovery as much as she wanted to give it to them. People, hearing of the change in her, came to her and asked for her help." And many years later, as they were building, as the Fillmores were building by the practices and the principles and how to use them and beginning to teach, all of those things were happening, and they made a dedication to each other, which I think is one of the most amazing examples of thinking like a mountain that I can imagine. They made a dedication and covenant to each other and to themselves, and they did not share it publicly. So I want you to think about, what is it that you are willing to commit to creating and being in your life? You don't have to shout it to the world, but you have to be crystal clear within yourself that you and God, you and Spirit together are going to do this. This is what Myrtle and Charles Fillmore committed to each other. We, Charles Fillmore and Myrtle Fillmore, husband and wife, hereby dedicate ourselves, our time, our money, all we have, and all we expect to have, to the Spirit of truth, and through it to the Society of Silent Unity. It being understood and agreed that the said Spirit of truth shall render unto us an equivalent for this dedication in peace of mind, health of body, wisdom, understanding, love, life, and an abundant supply of all things necessary to meet every want, without our making any of these things the object of our existence. In the presence of the conscious mind of Christ, this 7th day of December, 1892, signed by Charles Fillmore and Myrtle Fillmore. They didn't know what it was going to look like. They had no idea. Freeman goes on to write this. The Fillmores held to their ideal. They were doing God's work. They were not doing it to enrich themselves. They were doing it because they believed in God and wanted to help others find him and his blessings. They wanted to do this work in a way that would enable them to help the most people, to help people when they were in need. They did not see how they could set a price on their work, for that might result in the exclusion of some of those who needed help most of all. And it was not they, but God, who did the work. So how could they put a price on God's work? Jesus helped those who came to him freely and with no thought of charge. They could do no less. What is it in your life that you would do, will do, because you can't see yourself doing anything else? At this stage of your life, what is most important? Remember, there's every fear that comes up for you. You don't have to be afraid of it, because your fears are afraid of the power that actually is living your life and working through you as much as you will allow it. And so I want to take this into a little bit of a prayerful moment. I really want to anchor this before I end the talk. So simply take a deep breath and exhale and release anything that is a distraction right here and right now. And remember that there is one power in the universe, and it is operating as you. One power, one wisdom, one love, one joy. Breathing that in. What is the mountain that is deep inside your heart calling you to do or to be or to experience? What is it within you? And maybe it's just a whisper. But it's beckoning to you to follow its path. Don't resist. Accept. What is it whispering to you that must happen for you to experience that which your heart is calling for, yearning for? What is it? Listen. The wisdom of spirit is whispering to you right now. Maybe you are hearing it in your mind. Maybe you are feeling it in your heart. Maybe it is just a sensation of the tingling of your toes or the vibration coming through your body. But listen. Your heart is calling you to experience something fabulous, wonderful. Hold on to that. And in your mind, repeat after me in silence. Just think it. And repeat in your mind, I am ready to receive my miracles. I am ready to receive my miracles. I am ready to receive my miracles. And when you are ready, with Curtis playing in the background, join me in whispering, I am ready to receive my miracles. 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 Are you ready? Are you ready? When are you ready? I am ready to receive my miracles. Let that sink in. Let the music ground it into every cell of your body now. I am ready to receive my miracles now. as you breathe and come back into this space and the lights begin to bring us back into this current moment, I invite you to take this practice into the week with you. Remember what came up in these last 7 minutes. And daily ask yourself, what's the mountain in my heart calling for me to do or to be or to practice? Capture 5 or 6 things. Capture 5 or 6 things that must happen for you to experience this miracle. And then every day, all week, affirm, I am ready to receive my miracles. Can you do that? Will you do that? Then say with me, Amen. And so it is.
Now, with grateful hearts, we put our prosperity into action as we circulate our good. Let's take a moment to bring this truth into our hearts as we prepare our offering and as our ushers come forward. As a reminder, there are many ways to share your gifts with Unity of Wimberley. We are a tithing church that supports our community and beyond in gratitude. You can find the details to our payment options on our website by scanning this QR code on the screen. And we thank you for the gifts you have already sent and affirm the gifts that you're sending now. And now, let us offer this affirmation of abundance together. Divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive.
Thinking like a mountain, trusting like the dawn, raging like a wildfire, loving like the black-necked swan, moving like the lightning, dreaming like a stone, thinking like a mountain, honey, we will make it home. Thinking like a mountain, breathing like a whale, bending like the birch trees when the heavens blow. We cannot fail, roaming like a turtle, growing like a seed that's sown. Thinking like a mountain, honey, we will make it home. Make it home, like a mountain, make it home, like a stone. Climb a mountain deep within your heart. Body is alone. The wilderness calls out our name from deep inside our bones. Thinking like a mountain, we will make it home. Watch the eagle circle, smell the bear upon the land. Feel the ocean, hear the wind, our bodies understand. Our spirits open to the sky, feet on living ground. Thinking like a mountain, we will turn this thing around. Thinking like a mountain, yielding like a stream, patient as a porcupine, steady as an evergreen, singing like the wild geese as they wend their way around.
What were the chances that there was a song called Thinking Like a Mountain? All right. With full hearts, let us bless these gifts together. We bless these gifts and the givers with our love and gratitude. I just got to tell y'all who are watching online that you can't see this, but there's a big screen that faces us on the platform that tells us what to say. It's not working, which is why I'm not looking at you and I'm looking down here, so I apologize. All right, as we wrap up our service with a few announcements, we have a message about an upcoming special event from Billy Miller.
Well, good morning again. I don't know about you, but this time of year, I really get tired of hearing about bad news. It just seems negative, negative, negative. So, on Sunday, November 13th, we have some good news, a bright light in my mind, of this group called Healing Across the Divides. A friend of mine several years ago established this not-for-profit charitable organization. They're not affiliated with any government, with no politicians, and with no religion. And here's what they do. They work on peace in the Middle East. And they do that by working on maternal and child health issues. They focus on women's health, and the idea is that they bring these communities together of Israelis, Palestinians, and say, look, if we can fix this thing in our community, then we can work on these bigger things, and we can do that together. They empower people, and they give people a voice, and they create community activism. Beverly and I had an opportunity to go tour some of the sites in Israel, and it was just amazing, work that they're doing in Israel, the West Bank, and Gaza. So, November 13th, Sunday, 1 o'clock, Dr. Norbert Goldfield, the gentleman who started this group, will be here to share what they're doing, give you some insights on what's happening in the Middle East, and most important, there's a free lunch involved, too. So, I hope you can make it and hope to see you there. Thank you.
Thank you, Billy. It does work. Thank you, Jason. All right, join us next Sunday, November 6th, as we conclude Manifesting Miracles with Dr. Tracy Brown as she shares her talk, Mountain, Move Out of My Way. And next Sunday is also Potluck Sunday, and the meal theme is Hearty Brunch for Lunch. Check with Carol Jackson with any questions. Wednesday book study continues to explore unity principles this week as we begin our second book entitled 12 Powers in You. Bring a sack lunch and join us here from 11:30 to 1:30 for this group-directed book study. And I have heard nothing but fabulous things about this group. Such enthusiasm. So come on down. This is our only fundraiser for the year. Coming up, we're having a community tag sale. Donations are accepted now. To make it easy, we're also offering a pickup with in-town donations for those of you who need help, and we will supply you with a receipt at the end of the year for your taxes. To sign up for a Wimberley pickup and to view a list of items we hope to collect, as well as items we cannot accept, and don't even try to slip them in. If you wouldn't give them to your best friend, we do not need them here, okay? So please see our e-newsletter, check our website, and look for an upcoming email. The tag sale fundraiser will be Saturday, November 19th at 9 o'clock. And we need more volunteers. So please see Aida if you can help before or on the day of the event. We've got loads to do, but it's going to be fun. Saturday, December 3rd is our Christmas pizza party. Join us for Mandola's Pizza, hot chocolate, and Christmas caroling. Tickets are $10 a piece and can be purchased now on our website. And kids eat free. So get your tickets as soon as possible so we can get an accurate head count. For more information on this and all our events, please view the events page at unityofwimberley.com. Reverend Jill's Facebook Live is on hiatus for a few more weeks, but you can still find us on Instagram and TikTok. Crisis bread baskets needs remain canned evaporated milk, applesauce, peanut butter, juice box drinks, and snack size meals. You can bring donations here, or you can make a monetary gift directly to Crisis Breadbasket at P.O. Box 1721, Wimberley, Texas 78676. For prayer needs, care team needs, and ways to get involved, you can reach out to the email addresses on the screen. As a reminder, I'm your prayer chaplain today and available to pray with you after the service. Our prayer request box and gratitude jar are on the fireside room buffet, and if you're visiting today, please consider filling out a blue information card located on the front foyer table so we can welcome you properly. And check out the bookstore before you go. We have new items in. Now, let's sing in our kids.
You are alive, you are alive, you are alive in this world. You are alive, you are alive, you are alive in this world. And you shine, and you shine, and you shine so bright. And you shine, and you shine, and you shine so bright.
Now, let's bless these children. Children and youth of unity, we love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, just the way you are. And that brings us to the close of our service, so please join us in our prayer of protection. The light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.